There's a very strong committee in Thomastown Anglers, always has been, and the majority of that committee would be invested in the competition. The chairman would be one of the main organisers along with myself, and then everyone else has the treasurer, the secretary, they all have their different roles to play to run the competition. A competition like this, it takes a collective effort to get to what it is today and to have that reputation that we have to run a good, well-run competition. We maintain the river and we look at it and we police it and we watch over it, and the club is very important to the community and very important to the river system. All clubs are.
Mick will be used to that.
It's a two-man team event, catch and release, so we protect all the fish. All scored on FIPS, Moosh, World Rules and scoring system. In this year, because we're restricted with COVID rules and we want to keep our controllers safe and our anglers safe, we're not having a measure competition, we're having a catch-all competition. So fish don't have to be brought into the controller. So anglers are not breaking COVID rules. So once a fish hits the net, you release that fish and it goes onto a scorecard, regardless of size. So this year it'll be up in the hundreds per session. The teams that are coming are very competitive. They'll be the top teams in the country. It's the biggest river event in the country at the moment. Who doesn't want to say they won Thomastown in any year, because you're beating the best in the country to win it, and it's not an easy tournament to win, I can tell you that. You could get two really good anglers. If they don't work together as a team, two medium anglers could beat them very easily because they work together as a team, So it kind of encourages teamwork, which is very important, for anyone aspiring to be a top level competitor. You've got to be able to work on a team because you're only as good as your team. So it was kind of introduced a bit more teamwork into competitive fly fishing in Ireland.
And hopefully everything will go well now. Well, if the dog don't come back Sunday, I'll be eating chicken curry for a fucking month.
Yeah, we're live there now. Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to the 2020 Thomastown Fly Fishing Championships live draw. My name is Peter Driver. So, firstly, I'd just like to mention and thank the committee of Thomastown Anglers for the monumental task they had this year. It's been a tough year on many people for lots of different reasons, and we're just delighted that we've been able to get this competition over the line and have a great weekend, everyone. In saying that, we are going to start the draw. So in here I have the beats. I'm going to draw the team names first, and then I'm going to draw their beat. Okay? So first team out of the hat for the 2020 Thomastown Fly Fishing Championships is the Serial Killers, Dan O'Neill and Robert Hackett. The beat that they begin on tomorrow morning, 9:30, will be Cassie Kelly's B3. Next team out of the hat is the two Ronnies, Tommy Lane and Mikey Foley. Next team out of the draw is the Crazy Buggers, Andrew Sloan and Mark Sloan. Mark and Andrew will be fishing Mount Juliet A9. Next team out, real title contenders here, Clonanav Fly Fishing Team, Darius and Marius. Darius and Marius, A1. Last team out of the hat is the Trout Trappers, Kevin Lafford and Sean Maher. Kevin and Sean, he will have Fenley's B1. And that concludes the draw for the 2020 Thomastown National Fly Fishing Championships. You arrive at the registration area at 7 a.m. All competitors, controllers, 7:30. Please follow instructions from the organisers when you arrive in the car park. One team member and only one team member will make their way up the steps and follow the directions to a PPE station where you will collect your packs for the weekend. You will then proceed to the registration station where you will meet me and we will register you as a team to make sure everyone's in attendance for the weekend. In that time, your teammates can get the waders and boots all sprayed to make sure that we're not spreading any infections to our rivers. So follow the guidelines on the day, follow the directions of the organisers. We're really looking forward to welcoming everyone into Thomastown. And that's it. Good night everyone, and sleep well, and best of luck to everybody tomorrow. Thanks very much.
Tell them I have new wooden spoons this year and they're much classier than the ones last one.
He wants to know there might be a special prize for one of the treble wooden spoons. Sean must have hit himself with 7x.
To me, it's by far the best competition we have in Ireland, and thanks to Peter and the boys here in Thomastown, it's just great. The fishing is fantastic. The Nore is one of the best rivers in Europe, if not one of the best wild brown trout rivers in the world, and we're lucky that probably the best bunch of anglers in the country all coming to Thomastown for 2 days of fantastic fishing. The controllers, they're fantastic people. We don't want to put them or their families or anything like that in any type of jeopardy. With the all fish, you don't have to come in and get the fish measured and write in the score, sign in cards or anything like that. It doesn't have to be done now. Morning's going to be tough. Big numbers maybe in the morning might be around 35, 45, but in the afternoon it's going to soar. You're going to get two guys coming close to 100. I think they'll be coming close to, definitely into the 80s. Yeah, they're good enough to do it.
I'm Thomastown and I'm a controller in Thomastown River tomorrow. It's a beautiful river, lovely river to wade. I fished it years ago. I fished it 25 years ago actually. I won the All-Ireland in 91 and that's what you were fishing, great big flies, big wets. Now there was no such thing as a name heard of that time.
Do you think you'll see any Greenwell glories now down below tomorrow?
Oh, not at home. Not big Jesus. I don't know where you'd find the Greenwell's line. Maybe Dave Donovan there behind me. I've seen one or two, but they're gone scarce.
I've tipped Clonanav all the way along, Darius and Marius, and I'm going to stay with them.
Yeah, they'll take beating. But I think going by the draws, the three best beats, Dave Coughlin, Jim Russell, you have experience and youth. You said a while ago, Hubert Smith, Shane Kelly, good draws.
Great draw. Just talking to Hubert earlier on, and you're starting in Ballygannon, which is the place you want to start because it's going to give you momentum. A lot of fish in Ballygannon. He's moving then up into Mid-Grennan, which is always great beats. As we know, we won a session there 3 years ago. And from there then he's heading down into Mount Julie, the very bottom at the Big Weir, but he's got that big flat in September. Where do you find all the trout? In the big flats just before the Big Weirs. Hey, look at Sean and Kevin, trout trappers. They've put in some work this year. Of all the teams, they put in probably the most work, most backward. And you got these young ones coming on. You got Kieran Riley, Sean Dempsey coming. Sean's won 2 All-Irelands in the last 3 years. Kieran Riley's been in the top 3 for the last 3-4 years. Both of them, have championship experience now. They've got youth on their side. They're in their early 20s. They're hungry. You got Fergal McKiernan coming. You got Dave Porter off from Galway. Very experienced angler again. International anglers. So anyone can click, I suppose, on the weekend. But
anyone could win it. It's
absolutely.
It's anyone of the 25.
You have to have everything. You have to have the luck, drop no fish, miss no fish.
And get good beats.
Good beats. So it's going to be an interesting weekend. So put a fiver on.
Not a betting man.
Saturday morning, arrive there at 6-ish. Registration starts at 7 to 7:30. So teams will start arriving straight away. In the morning, you would have a complete information pack with your whole weekend laid out, and all your scorecards, all the information, beat maps, the whole lot. They get their breakfast, their teas, coffees, and all that kind of stuff. On the way in, they'll be signed in, just to make sure we have everyone present and accounted for. Once we're happy that everyone's signed in, at about 8 o'clock, we'll call all the anglers together in one area, and all the controllers will go to another area to meet with the guys that are over controllers on the beats. I'll then go through the rules with all the competitors, go through the scoring system, any information on beats, parking, speed limits through Mount Juliet. We cover every aspect that morning. Right, lads, listen up, listen up. So I'm just going to go through quickly the kind of format for this morning. We've registered, these are all here, these are all very welcome. You're going to depart for your first session shortly. Mark is up just dealing with the controllers. You will be introduced to your controllers, but it's just a visual thing so you know who you're going with. So your first session will be from 9:30 till 12:30. It's going to be a catch-all fish. Your first fish is going to be recorded because we're not measuring any fish this year. Okay, so if it's a tie, it will come down who got the first fish. On the front of your packs is my contact information, my phone number, my Facebook. So on Messenger, WhatsApp, or through messages, you must send a clear picture of your card to me. If I don't get it, your score don't count, lads. Once your session's over, come up, sign your card with your controller. One person take responsibility on the team, take a picture, send it to me, because that's how we're doing scoring. I don't want anybody handing me back scorecards. There will be a box here tomorrow morning for anyone I don't meet by the rest of the day, and you will drop your scorecards into that box, because I need them to double check all the scores tomorrow night.
Any issues with any language or any reason, don't be afraid to grab the pack, ring the number. Basically, once the fish is in, below the rim of the net, doesn't have to be, if the net's that, the net hanging out of the rim of the net where the handle is, if it's that long, the fish doesn't have to be in the bottom. You need to make sure I can see you while you're fishing. Now, if he doesn't catch fish, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you bring all your packed lunches with you, whatever you need. There's extra water and stuff there. That's all really, I think, isn't it? I think so, yeah.
So that's it, lads. If you just stay here for a few minutes, Mark is going to bring over the controllers, and then we'll start getting people out of here, okay? If anybody has any problems in relation to directions, to their beats or anything, please come to me now and we'll get you sorted. But other than that, best of luck. We'll then call them all together in the big courtyard of the Scouts Hall, and we introduce then each team into their controller.
Okay, so I'll start with C9. Connor Bean?
Yeah.
Yeah, C9 anglers?
Yeah.
Yeah, David talking to me. Dermot Mitchell? Yes. Billy Wyland? Yes. V8? Yeah. Tom Driver, V7? Yeah. Watch them two, Tom.
The controller already knows where they're going, so he says, right, come on, let's go. So once you get introduced into your controller, you can go. You can go. So everyone's gone by 8:30. Session then will start at 9:30, so you have an hour to get to your beat and prepare, which is loads of time, is fairly accessible.
Okay, Alan. Thank you.
It's coming through okay to you?
Yeah.
I'd say until the sun, when the water comes out up a bit, it'll be fairly slow, so just keep what you're at.
My name is Billy Moylan. I'm a member of the club 9-10 years. Very few other rivers possess in one club the amount of fly water that's available to the angler. The competition is a brilliant competition because it's well organised, well run, responsibly run actually with the virus and everything else. I believe that angling is underrated in terms of what it contributes to the local economy. Of the competition, you have people in the B&Bs or the nearest hotel will benefit by that, and of course the social activity evenings before, after and during is good too, yeah.
Well, it's all about speed. It's about speed and efficiency. Getting through your water as fast as possible, maximising the amount of time you're fishing the hot spots. You have your homework done on your nymphs, you have, your homework done on your beats. But if you're not efficient, if you have a 3-hour session and you're only fishing for an hour and a half of that session, one, because you keep getting entangles or you're getting stuck in the bottom or you're losing nymphs or you're dropping fish or for whatever reason your net system isn't right and you're just taking too much time not actually fishing properly, you could only fish for maybe an hour and a half. And that's not really good. That's not going to get you the races away. There's another competitor up the river from you, and they're maybe fishing for 2.5 hours or a 3-hour session. Efficiency is a big thing in a tournament like this. You only got 3 hours and you got to make the most of it.
Fly fishing team. My name is Darius.
My name is Marius.
It's tough in the morning, but very good after half a session. We finished with 85 fish.
We're tired.
When we're tired as well, and two methods working for us: French nymphing and clink and ding, or New Zealand style.
We don't have a technique before we see the water. It depends
on the weather, and it depends on the water. Or the stretch, how the stretch looks. So we'll see.
Best competition I ever fished.
I'm Fergal McKiernan.
I'm Killian Dowling.
For the Westerlies. The water was very cold and things were kind of slow when we first kicked off, but then after 5 minutes we had our first fish and kind of that got us over the line.
Definitely one, if not my favourite river in Ireland. It's got everything, scenery, fish.
Good numbers of fish in it. There's loads of different variations of water. It's a good challenge.
Hats off to the boys because it's very professional. You go away to national championships and provincials, and they mightn't be as well organised as this, but in fairness, they hit the nail on the head with organising.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Oh, top class.
You're fishing against
the best in Ireland here now.
So definitely against the best. It's good to test yourself. You see where you're at come Sunday evening.
Stephen Potts,
Alan Lawless, and we're the Fishaholics.
tough going first thing. First hour was very tough there this morning. We'd only a couple of fish after an hour, but we dug in then and ended up with a few fish anyways.
This is our first year to fish it, and we were delighted to get a spot because there's a weight in this, so we were there and we got in, and an awful lot of work goes into it, so it's great. It's fantastic down here. It's absolutely fantastic.
Lovely river.
And we're looking forward to a night in the town in Thomastown as well. So, you know?
In that section where we're going, we had a practice on it, but the river was a lot higher then and the water was a lot dirtier. So what was working then is not working now down there. So yeah, we'll have to grind it out, I think.
We'll have a look at the beat when we get down and see what we do.
Hopefully she goes well.
It's a couple of hours fishing, that's all it is, you know.
So you come back at lunchtime, I would collect the scorecards from the morning session. Just quickly then have a cup of tea, have your sandwich, soup, whatever it is. Operation transformation. 2 rallies. Yeah. So when they arrive on the beat with their controller, they'll probably give their scorecard to the controller. He'll sign it up and have everything ready, and he knows everyone's name. They begin to prepare themselves. They're all allowed to set up 3 rods each. So each team can have 6 rods set up on the bank of the river at any one time.
Oh, good to go.
And then you would spend your time talking to your teammate, walk step by step through the beat, make a game plan, which is very important to have a game plan. A lot of the really serious guys that really want the medals, you know, they're using that time to get their mind focused. Once it goes, you go. Once that whistle goes, you go as hard as you can for 3 hours.
On the nymphs there in the first hour. So we're going to go back and then now and have another go at them.
Fish, alright. Tommy, what do you that's the fight you? Huh? That's the fight you. Knock him down his pool. Tommy. Yeah, Tommy!
Nice throw.
Yeah, 5 points. 4.
I missed him off by 5.
Mike Foley.
I'm Tommy Lane.
And we're the 2 Rannies. This morning we had 69 and there this evening we had 80, where was it?
87. Mainly nymphs.
Just all nymphs.
Nymphs, straight
real
nymphs.
Skinny water. Yeah, unbelievable river.
Fishing a lot better than I actually thought it would today.
Yeah, we were delighted that we were able to come out for something this year anyway. Get a couple of days out in the river, it was great.
I don't even believe it myself.
Serious fishing.
I'll check the thing down on a minute.
Peter Doherty and Joe Windler. Operation Transformation. Slow start this morning. We were pegged out on C5, which is lower Dysart, really tough going. And we came to Mount Juliet for the afternoon session, like 2 wounded eagles. And we got in and with a better afternoon, we had 75 fish. The wind was coming down the river and it really suited us. It was more pleasurable to throw spiders with the wind. And when we got fish coming to us early on, we stayed with the tactic and it paid off, we felt. We are going to Upper Grennan tomorrow. It was well trashed this morning, yeah. Two Irish lads, Paddy Simkis and
Marius.
Yeah.
Marius what?
Johnny Levenskis. Yeah, they were adopted Irishmen, but I think we're going to send them back fairly shortly.
We've had enough of them.
We've had enough of them, yes. Yeah, 2 very good anglers, yeah, and they don't leave a whole lot behind.
No.
Yeah. But look at, they've all night to rest now, so hopefully we'll get a bit of action tomorrow. Really looking forward to it. It's been a great weekend so far. Tough this morning, but this afternoon sort of made amends. So we're hoping if we do half as well tomorrow, we'll be happy out.
I'm Kevin.
Shane.
So we're the Nymphomaniacs. It's brilliant. Like it's one of the best rivers in the country. Every square inch of it is stuffed with fish. It's fantastic. I agree with it really. I mean, it's kind of reducing contact with the COVID thing. It makes sense really. I mean, there's no one coming up close to a controller. Everyone's social distancing even on the river. So, no, I would agree with it 100%.
Catty
Kellys, so just above the swimming pool. We'll have to wait and see the water first, I guess. I wouldn't know it that well. I suppose we'd have to walk the beat in the morning and try and see what we do from there.
Dave Coughlin, Jim Russell, trout hunters. I'm going to give Jimmy a load of tonight and he'll be on form for the morning.
Fantastic trout there.
We had 69 this morning and 85 this evening. There's a lot of work goes into it and
well organised.
It's appreciated by all the anglers to be fair, you know. Fair play to Thomastown for doing it.
We'll beat those two anyway.
We have a fighting chance anyway, so we're still in the hunt, so happy days.
Yeah, good first day. River certainly fished up to expectation anyway. We have 2,300 trout caught for the day. Crazy Buggers are sitting there in first place with 151 trout, 2 place points. 2 session wins today for the Crazy Buggers. Clonanav fly fishing team, 4 place points, but they've 199 fish. Didn't work out their way in some results. We got Trout Trappers in the bronze medal position. 4 place points as well with 156 fish for their 2 sessions today.
It's actually a draw for 3rd and 4th place. 4 place points each. It's still up for grabs, but as for who's going to come 2nd or 3rd, it could be any one of 10 teams.
Looking down the list, there's probably the biggest surprise would be Operation Transformation. Joe Windler and Peter Doherty, 2 absolutely amazing anglers, have medalled here on 4 occasions, and they just didn't get it off to a start today that they wanted, and find themselves sitting in 17th place. In tactics wise, I think that the wet flies won today.
Yeah,
spiders,
which
is an unusual thing. Normally, you know, it's nymph and Euro nymph and dry dropper, but definitely from what I've heard and what I've seen, The spiders did the magic today. Anyone that stuck to the spiders and fished them well, I know definitely in the second
Everyone is
session.
rushing home this evening. They're going back to their flight time voices, and they'll be working through the night, I'd say, trying to get the right flies ready for tomorrow.
Crazy Buggers have one hand on the trophy, and if they just put their head down, fish smart tomorrow, I'm not sure they're beat.
I tell you, I was watching the two Ronnies today, Mickey Foley and Tommy Lane, and they're fishing out of their socks. They're fishing fantastic. They're in joint second place at the moment. They're in with a shout, and they're two guys that we did not tip. They're really coming from behind, and they're two cockmen. Sorry, one Limerick man, one cockman.
Yeah, they definitely must be going home tonight happy and riled up, and yeah, absolutely no points for the boys tonight. Straight home, lads.
Yeah.
Thanks a million, buddy.
I'm Kevin Oates.
From Liam Oates.
Our team is the Dining Duo. We were third in the first beat and 7 in the second.
Morning they were blown
They were
out,
tight
yeah.
to the bed in the morning session, yeah. And then in the afternoon they came up in the water and they were taking dry flies. It's in good order at the minute, yeah. It's at the tail end of the season, so the numbers are still very high. It's a fantastic river, yeah. We fished rivers all over Europe. It's up there with them.
Any river in Europe, yeah.
Tony Linus and Declan Conlon, Finestone Cowboys. Well, we feel.
See when we see the beat, probably.
Yeah, when we see the beat. We mixed it up a fair bit yesterday. We caught fish on wet flies, you know, the old traditional techniques. We also used a lot of dry dropper. Tony did a lot of work on the dry dropper yesterday, where I picked up most of mine on either dry fly or wet fly.
I came up from the bottom with the dry dropper, and Declan came down with the wet flies and a bit of dry fly fishing at the top.
Yeah, great hatches of olives. They came off there. They started to come off when we were finishing the first session, and they were still coming off maybe an hour into second session.
And there was a big hatch in the second session, actually.
Yeah.
I'm Shane Callan.
I'm Hubert Smith.
And we're the dry droppers. We had a first yesterday morning with 76 fish, and then yesterday afternoon we had 64 fish, but only managed a fifth with 64, so kind of hoping for a little bit better result today. So yesterday evening in particular, the fish really seemed to turn on once the sun kind of came out a little bit and the place heated up. Fished really well. So outstanding.
Super river, yeah.
One of the best.
Massive amount of fishing. It was really good.
All anglers! There's no bad teams, like, you know, everyone's more than capable of catching plenty of fish on any given day, so, you know, it brings everyone on as well, you know, because when you're competing against lads that are of a high kind of level, it kind of brings your own best out, I suppose, yeah.
Oh, no, not 8, sorry, B8, sorry. 11:30 to 3. Just on the top of the scorecard, anywhere, write down the time. That's all you need to do, and after that you just initial the angler's names. Say there's 100 boxes I think on the scorecard. If there's 80 boxes filled with fish, scratch out the other 20 and just put no more fish, okay? That's really it, guys. So, any questions? Is that alright? Right, I'll bring everyone down here and pair them. Can I get all the controllers to stay this side, please? So I'm going to start with C, like I did yesterday. C9, Connor Bean. C9 anglers. Who's on? David Porter. Yep. C5, no English. Yep, C5. A7. Now.
John Ruby, Welshman's Buttons. Oh, we had 127 yesterday afternoon.
Very good.
Yeah.
32 in the morning session.
Enjoyable afternoon.
And what tactics were working for you yesterday?
Everything we tried in the afternoon.
All secrets.
Brilliant. We fished it every year since it started. Only for it this year there wouldn't have been any competition, so fair play to the committee for organising it and Mount Juliet for donating their water for the use of it. It's a beautiful spot, and hopefully we'll have another good day today.
Well, we're looking good now this morning. We're confident. We'll upset the apple tart now again today.
Hopefully.
That's up to you guys.
I'm Dan.
I'm Robert Hacker.
And the name of our team is the Serial Killers. Well, it's extremely well organised, and it's all credit to Peter and Mark as well for doing the beats the way he did. Especially with COVID, it made it far more challenging than what it would be, say, in a normal time. It's chaotic sometimes as it is, trying to get everyone together. But I mean, I think Peter done an exceptional job. With Mount Juliet, we thought it was a great idea to support the local club. We border with Thomastown here, so many different techniques can be used on the river.
Yeah.
You know, and it's very, very close. I mean, if you look again behind us, you have a run, a run, a run, a run, and a run, and at the top of it, a flat. And behind you then as well there's flats as well. So I mean, you can come down here, and over 100 metres, you could use 3, 4, 5 different types of technique to fish. You know. I mean, the calibre of anglers that are in this competition, I mean, that's what the Thomastown competition is great for. I mean, you have the best anglers in Ireland, and they're coming along here and they're throwing up numbers like 100s and 127s and 126s.
It's magnificent. The numbers that are there is crazy. We're at the bottom, but we just need to keep ourselves at the bottom now. That's what we're hoping for.
You want to keep away from the wooden spoon?
Right, exactly.
Well away from it. I have enough of them at home. I don't need any more of them anyway.
Great job. Best luck, guys.
Thanks very much.
Oh, there's two moving above the flat already.
Food of the champions.
That's it, yeah. I have another one there somewhere. Where is it?
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Kevin what's far behind you, I'd say, with mine.
It's his fault. He started it.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to step down there a little bit, lads.
Competition only started literally 10 minutes, so Sean likes to fish the very shallow water first, get that hard water fished first, and work his way over to the good water. And I'm not surprised he didn't catch anything in the first couple of yards there, but he's starting to ease his way into the good water now. So his partner Kevin Lafford is above me there. He just landed one in his first or second cast, so they're off the mark. Kevin Lafford here now is fishing with Sean Maher. They're on joint second place at the moment. He's really fishing the difficult water first. The far side of the river there is one of the best little corners in the river. Kevin is really going to take his time before he works his way out there. They're on two different tactics. Sean is on two tiny nymphs, two 2mm beads, whereas Kevin is slightly above him. He's on dry dropper. Sean should be meeting a few in there now shortly, hopefully. It's still very cold this morning, with -2 I think last night. But these beats got a hammering yesterday. There was 87 and there was nearly 40 here. And that was just yesterday evening, so I don't know what was taken yesterday morning, but maybe 100 fish taken off of these beats yesterday. So fish are getting clever, they're getting cute. They're not going to be eating everything they see today. Yeah, it's going to be a lot more difficult than it was. Yes, the numbers won't be as high, I don't think. But yeah, good men in the right place, I think today they'll find them.
Just went! At least I got to where I wanted to go.
have to drop 6 fish already.
Well, that's the beauty of spider fishing, John. You know that.
Yeah.
Had you them hooked?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it.
Yeah, when they come on, I'll get them.
Not about a few, eh?
When they come on.
And even if you fall, it's a nice day. If you fall, I won't get away.
Every day is a nice day to fall in. We'll see you after.
Right, John, best of luck.
Yeah, I'm patrolling here for Dan and Robert. Yeah, the serial killers. Yeah, they've had a good start so far. They're up to about 20 so far, so the bridge here seems to be a bit of a hot spot.
Yeah, it's Robert Hackett now. He's one of Ireland's leading youth. He's doing very well. Himself and Dan O'Neill, I think they have up in 20 fish. Yeah, they're doing well, and I'm looking up at the guys. Everywhere you look, there's guys running in and catching fish, landing fish, so there's going to be big numbers again today, I think.
Bad day for
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. But just there behind that bush now, just where he caught him actually.
Yeah. Okay, Gillian.
Well, I'm Andre Sloan, and this is Mark Sloan, the younger brother, and our team's the Crazy Buggers.
It was slow enough to start, I thought, but started picking them off there and towards the end. Ended up with 76. The main tactic was just with a clink and dink, or dry dropper, and double nymphing, then a wee bit of wets.
I stuck mainly the nymphs, Mark done the wets and the duos, so just as the same sort of game plan all weekend. So two people who do different things, and then we'll see what's going to work better. And sometimes the two of us will use that tactic, or sometimes we'll just depend on your water too and how many fish you're catching. You know, I was catching more fish noticeably on this side of the run on double nymphs, while Mark was catching more on the outler side of the run fishing wets. So it's a great river. You just can't believe how many fish there is in such a small area. So 2 years ago it was actually the same discipline again. I think we've maybe done a wee bit better and we've done that time, so we'll see how we get on. So.
Great, thanks very much, lads.
That's great, thanks mate.
Sleeping in Wales for the last 2 months.
Where lads? Goodland.
49 Bill.
49, yeah.
Not bad.
Thanks to Noel, boy, he's the man. Well done, lads, you did well.
Yeah, he got a few.
No, 2 years ago. Yeah. And
Just keep an eye open like that.
Don't forget your fork.
Come on.
Come on.
Cheers, Nori.
You'd love to be doing this in the rain, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
First game,
Okay folks, you're all very welcome back from the river. I hope you enjoyed your day on our river. First of all, I'd like to thank the volunteers for everything they've done, putting this whole show together. Massive thank you to everyone, and I'd also like to thank the competitors and most of all the stewards. Stewards are very important. They made your day for you. I'd like to thank the scouts for their scouts den here. Also, I'd like to thank John Evans for photography. Huge thanks to Tess, Laurie. We have a little something for you here if you want to come up. No alcohol for you. No, Tess. Thank you. A massive thanks to Deirdre Driver, who helped out with the marking, the scoring, and helped Tess with the food. Massive thanks, Deirdre and Lily. We have something for you. Future angler, future winner of the competition. Now, Dee. Thanks a million.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Here, Lil.
Lily, look!
Here. That's for you. Massive thanks to you all. Some of you come here year after year. Hope to see you all here again next year. But massive thanks to you. Round of applause for the anglers.
Massive thanks to our chairman, Mr. Tom Moylan, and his wife Tess, our secretary. Another gentleman, our treasurer, Joe Hayes. He's been running around there all weekend, getting everything done, sprayed all your boots. He's the man to write the checks, so we always look after Joe. Other committee members, Tommy Bean, and the rest of them that always step up to the plate every year to get asked. Without those guys, we certainly wouldn't be able to pull it together. Mark Driver, as well, for his help in marking all the beats and over the weekend and listening to me give out when things aren't going exactly as I thought and planned. Here Friday morning, worked all day Friday putting our packs together. Been here all weekend, dummy angling, helping out there, met us all on the first morning. So Dave Donovan, I have a small little token of our appreciation. Thanks to the landowners, and again, Tom mentioned them, a special thanks to Mount Juliet. They give us their fishery every year. This year they extended it by more of their water. And to Dan O'Neill, they also sponsor prizes for you and stuff like that as well. And I know they accommodate quite a few anglers there for practice as well. So massive thanks to Mount Juliet and our fishery manager, Dan O'Neill. Sponsors this year came up trumps, and we had them from all over the world. We had Syndicate fly fishing from Tennessee, with Piscari fly myself, Mount Juliet, Airflow from England, Blackwater trout and salmon fishery, Jason Corcoran down in Cork, or Waterford. Impact Soft from Italy, Betis fly fishing from Spain, Tommy fly from the Czech Republic, Sempler fly from the UK, the Haku hooks from Slovakia, Hanik hooks from the Czech Republic, 54 Dean Street from Italy, Mayfly marketing from Dublin, David May Pro Choice dry fly treatment, Modified Vaping. Connor and his dad kindly put up all your PP for the weekend, guys, so thanks very much. Clonnav Fly Fishing and Gowan and Bradshaw. Prize time. Just quickly before we do, we thank the controllers. I'm just going to do a quick draw for the controllers. As I call your names, please make your way in there and select some of the beverages inside. Colm Hackett, do you want us to bring it over to you? Get up there with that. Colm just recovered from hip replacement, and I rang him 2 days before the competition, asked him to control, and he didn't even question, I'll be honest. So fair play, Colm. Jim O'Connor, Declan O'Grady, Billy Moylan, that's for Billy, Lucas Rise, Dermot Mitchell, Henry Teasdale, Jim Delahunty, Sean Crook. Sportsman's Prize is a prize that is given to a person that for some reason deserves to be acknowledged for his or her dedication to competition, or what they've been through, or something they might have done over the weekend to try and promote an ethos in this competition of sportsmanship, of working together, of supporting your fellow anglers. And there's a guy amongst us, he was on several Irish teams, and then following a serious accident, this is his first major river event since then, several years ago. But he has absolutely suffered through immense pain all weekend. He fished every session and fished it as hard as he could. So I just have a small token to give to Shane Bird as the sportsman's for this year. You're very welcome. And we look forward to seeing you back here. In total, there was 4,226 fish measured, probably something similar to what was dropped. So I'm going to start down near the bottom, but we're not going near the bottom tree yet to see who gets the hams. I'm going to start in 22nd place. So in 22nd place, the Aquaholics. In 21st place, the Westerlies. In 20th place, the Two Weights. In 19th place, we have the Fishaholics. In 18th place, we have Premier Anglin. In 17th, Weight Forward. In 16th place, Tom will be awful disappointed, White Horns. No wooden spoon for Tom O'Connor this year. Sorry, Tom. In 15th place, Few Bigger. In 14th place, Young Offenders. In 13th place, the Wee Lily White Nymphers. In 12th place, the Dining Duo. In 11th place, Operation Transformation. In 10th place, the Nore Bandits. In 9th place, Trout Hunters. In 8th place, the Dry Droppers. In 7th place, the Tungsten Warriors. In 6th place, Welshman's Buttons. We're going to go back down and look at the bottom tree. There was an awful scrap there over the weekend for the hams. In 23rd place, the Serial Killers. But in 24th place, the Nymphomaniacs. And in 25th is the Rhinestone Cowboys. Well done, lads.
Afraid my partner having the balls to.
With a total of 232 fish and 8 place points, the Trout Trappers. In 4th place is the Euro Nymphers. Just to give you a rundown, the top 3 guys. Tommy Lane, you were 4th with 146 fish. Darius, you were 2nd with 156 fish. The winner of the best individual with a total of 162 fish, David May. Well done, Dave. In 3rd place with 289 fish, they also had 7 place points. Clonanav Fly Fishing Team. In 2nd place with 227 fish. Crazy buggers. Our leaders overnight. Well done, lads. Also with 5 place points. They had 267 fish. But this year's 2020 champions are the 2 Ronnies. Well done, lads. So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the 2020 Thomastown National Championships. Thanks all so much for coming, supporting it. Please God, we'll all be back here next year. Safe home, everybody. Thank you.
You're the individual competition winner this year. How do you feel?
Delighted.
What number did you finish at?
I don't know. But my partner John Ruby made it possible. He left me all the good water, so only for him. It's a fantastic event and it's getting better every year. It's going from strength to strength and long may it last. Brilliant river. Well done to the organising committee and to the club for having us. Long may it continue.
You're after finishing in 3rd place in the Thomastown National Competition. How are you feeling?
Tired, happy. It was an interesting match. It was a slow start, different finish, but we managed to come in the 3rd position, so we're very happy. Thanks to my fishing partner Marius. He did a great job. And we're looking after next year to come back again.
And what are you going to do next year to maybe finish in 1st place? Or to...
We're going to do practicing more. More harder work pays off.
It is top 3. Top 3, you're happy. Like you're always in your sort of head. You're up there. You want to win it, but I'm more than happy with second place. Some of the quality anglers at this competition, more than happy. Our first session, we're lowish numbers in fish, just with being a wee bit cooler, and that probably done us the damage, you know. We're 40 fish behind.
You're aiming for 100 fish a session, you get the win.
What are you going to do next year now to get the
a bit more practice.
Okay, so thanks very much, guys.
Thank you very much.
Great, absolutely ecstatic.
Can't believe it. Well, I thought alright, we had a fair old chance, you know, because we were doing a lot of practicing together and we worked well together, like, you know. It was just targeting, because there was any fish cones targeting the smaller fish and
in the slack water. Oh, mighty.
Unbelievable.
That's why I'm absolutely amazed we won, because there's been so many great anglers here, and it's my first year fishing it, so that's a total amazement.
We'll probably have to go celebrate. All right, we'll celebrate it at some stage, you know, because there's no two better ways to celebrate. Taking it away from me.
My name is Tom Ireland. I'm the chairman of the Thomastown Anglers Association. The club itself has been going now. This is our 72nd year of the club. It's an absolute amazing club. It's a really well run club. We have great committee. We have great officers. And we couldn't be any happier, like, in the way things are going. And like this, the competition itself brings everyone together and makes it such a huge success. For the month prior to the competition, you'll have all the teams coming, plus their mates, their friends, and they drink and they eat around here and they shop around here. And it's great. They support the club with day cards. It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, that's what we want. That's exactly what we need. Keep things going, like, you know. I mean, the clubs are not cheap to run, and so every little helps, like, you know. As it stands now, we have a fantastic competition, so, like, I don't know how we can really better it, but if we can, we will. And that's about the size of it.
Seemed to go off well, thanks be God. Weather stayed in our favour. The final session fished well, and there was plenty of trout caught, so they fished well all weekend. They were the most consistent team over the weekend, so they deserved to be on top. They had to fish hard to get it, so well done to the boys.
No, as Peter was saying, later start, so the water was kind of warm as we were starting. Like, maybe you had to wait maybe a half an hour before the fish started getting really active compared to yesterday morning, where maybe cold start, -1 yesterday morning, that's, you're waiting nearly an hour before the river to really take off, like, so.
Just the fact we were able to run it, that was the biggest highlight of all. You know, it's challenging times for everyone. It took a lot of organising, a lot of work. Huge thanks to Thomastown Anglers, the Scouts Hall, all our sponsors on the sponsor board here, the controllers, the competitors. We had a lot of young guys this year, a lot of new teams this year, and now that they've had their taste, they've dipped their toes in the water, they're going to be relishing another crack at the title. So it's a good title to have. It's the biggest competition in Ireland for river anglers, and everyone wants to be the Thomastown champion. You know, it's where the best of the best compete, so I'm one of the best rivers in the country, and yeah, they'll all be fighting for the gold next year.